Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's not altogether that old, but obviously, being what it is very collectible and are becoming very difficult to find, especially in this mint sealed condition. We are looking at the 2016 release by Mattel from their Star Wars Rogue One series of Hot Wheel die-cast models. And this particular one we're looking at today is of none other than the Imperial AT-ACT Cargo Walker, which appeared in the Star Wars movie Rogue One. Now, Rogue One was an American epic space opera. It was produced by Lucasfilms and distributed by Walt Disney Studios. And it was the first Star Wars anthology film and a prequel to the original Star Wars 1977 movie. It starred Felicity Jones as Sergeant Jyn Erso, Diego Luna as Andor, Cassian Andor, and many other stars, including Forrest Whitaker. And now it's set about a week before the events of Star Wars. So Rogue One follows the rebels who steal the schematics for the Galactic Empire's ultimate weapon, the Death Star. And it details the Rebel Alliance's first effective victory against the Empire, as referenced in the Star Wars opening crawl. So basically, the research scientist Galen Erso and his family, they're in hiding on a planet when Imperial weapons developer Orson Krennic arrives to press him into completing the Death Star, which is a super weapon capable of destroying planets. Now, Galen's wife Lyra is killed in the confrontation, while their daughter Jyn escapes and is rescued by the rebel extremist Saw Gerrera. Now, 15 years later, a cargo pilot, Body Rook, defects from the Empire, taking a holographic message from Galen to Saw on the moon Jeddah. Now, the Rebel Alliance intelligence officer Cassian Andor learned of the Death Star and of the pilot's defection, Jyn Erso is free from an Imperial labor camp where she's been imprisoned on Wobani and is brought to the rebels' base on Yavin 4, where the rebel leader, Mon Mothma, tries to convince her to find Galen so the Alliance can learn more about the super weapon which is being developed. Now, Cassian Andor is covertly ordered to aid Jyn, but to kill Galen rather than extract him. And then, of course, Galen Erso gets killed anyway, and then they find out as much as they can about the Death Star, and they finally get to the Death Star and steal the plans, and then transmit them to Princess Leia's vessel, which is in orbit above, and starts the beginning of the Star Wars Skywalker saga. Okay, but this item in front of us is of the Star Wars Rogue One Imperial AT-ACT Cargo Walker, and this is the packet it comes in. And you can see an image of the walker as it appeared in the movie Rogue One. And at the bottom it's got Hot Wheels starships, and you can see the model just behind the window and its circular stand. Okay, that's the front of the card. Let's just turn it around and see what we got printed on the back. Okay, so this is the back of the card, and it says Star Wars Rogue One Imperial AT-ACT Cargo Walker. And there you can see the let's just zoom in on that in actual fact so you can have a very good look at the cargo walker as it appears. So it just simply comes out of the pack, and there's I think there's little tabs that he goes and sits down onto, his feet connect onto on the display circular base, so that he stands on that base, as you can see in that second picture there. Okay, so, and then of course to the side of there, we have the other vehicles in the same series. It says collect them all, and we have 2, 4, 6 other vehicles in the series. Okay, and then we've got obviously the warning and the licensing information just below the images of the model. We've got the Mattel logo, all the other relevant logos, the Hot Wheels logo, and it says Starships at the bottom. And of course you've got the barcode there as well, and it's assortment number DXD96, and this is item DX097. Okay, that's the back of the box. Let's turn the item back round and let's have a good look at the model itself. Okay, I've added some light and I've zoomed in on the model itself, and here you can see the AT-AT cargo walker, or AT-ACT I should say, cargo walker there, which is pretty much like the AT-AT, but this one is for cargo rather than for troop transport. And you can see that it's still the classic design of the AT-AT. As you can see, it's the way it walks at the back there, the big body, which contains, well, in this case will contain all the cargo, and there's the front head again with the guns on the side there. And the great big, you've got the great big feet at the bottom there. And as I say, those feet connect onto the tabs on the, I think there's tabs on the base there, but I can't see. Maybe not. Maybe it just actually sits. The feet just actually. Oh no, there's holes there, so there must be. I don't know. Maybe it just literally sits on top of the stand there and doesn't connect. I can see a few holes in the stand there. There's some round holes, but otherwise I can't see any tabs where it would lock the feet into place. But maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it. Maybe there is something in there, so I can't really see it properly through the packet. And obviously it is still sealed, so we can't open it and have a good look. But you can see the under the feet there. And so on. Right, so let's have a measure. So let's measure the overall length of this model. We're looking at 7 centimeters in length, and that's from the end of the cannons to the back there. And if we measure the height from the bottom of the feet to the top of the body, again we're about 7 centimeters. So that's from there to there. And depth wise, well, it's not very wide really, about 2 centimeters in width. You can just see that, about 2 centimeters in width. That is die cast model, so it is fairly heavy in comparison to the plastic ones. I don't think it's all die cast, but I think the majority of the body is going to be die cast with plastic parts, so you'll probably find all the top of the body is metal. Obviously the guns I think are going to be plastic, and probably the feet are going to be plastic as well because they move, but the rest of it I think is die cast metal, and of course the stand there is plastic as well. So movability wise, well, the legs move obviously, as you can see, and I think the head moves up and down. I don't think there's any other movement on the model. I think that is pretty much it, and it doesn't tell you of any further movement on the outside there, so I think it just moves in those positions. And whereas the other ones, all the other models have got the stand on them, the arm that holds them up, apart from the ATST walker, the chicken walker there as well, and obviously this one doesn't either. So I think they just, maybe there is slots in the maybe there's little cutouts for the feet to connect to. Again, I'm not 100% sure. You'd have to find out when you open the actual packet. Okay, so how well did these do back in 2015 on the release, which was in conjunction with the Rogue One movie hitting the big screens? So, well, yeah, I mean, sorry, 2016, not 2015. Yes, they did do very well, and obviously the die-casts always do seem to do very well. And of course, Hot Wheels adds to that name. Very popular brand by Mattel, and obviously having the Star Wars license to produce the Rogue One vehicles was a good move on their part, adding them to the Hot Wheels line. So yes, they done very well. I remember seeing them in the shops and seeing them fly out. As soon as the kids saw them, that's what they wanted. They wanted all these little ships and little models that they could have and add to their collection. So yeah, they've done remarkably well. Okay, let's move forward just 9 years to 2025, which is where we are today. Do these items come up for sale very often on the platforms? Well, some of them do, some more than others. Obviously, when you buy cases of these from the manufacturers, you get more of certain types than you do of some of the others. And I think there's 12 that come in a case of these. And if you look on the back there, you've got 6 on the back there, plus this one, which is 7. I think there was another one. I think there was 8 different ones in total. But you had a variety of different ones in the case, so some more than others, which means there was more of some of them produced than others. Some of them are very difficult to find, like this particular one, the ACT and the ATST are quite difficult to find. I think they were lower quantities, or they were the most popular ones and people wanted them and wouldn't let them go. So they don't really come up for sale that often on the platforms now. I mean, we're talking, you know, these were released 9 years ago, and they were only released for that short spell before the Last Jedi came out. So it was a very short run, really, only for that one particular year, 2016. And then the lines moved on to the next big thing, which was the Last Jedi, and the Hot Wheels models all went over to the next movie. So yeah, quite rare, quite low numbers, I think, overall, or just run for a very short time. So they don't come up for sale very often. I think there were some loose ones. I think I did see some loose ones, but seeing these, the ACT cargo walker mint and sealed like this one is, I didn't find any. That's not to say they don't come up. They might come up from time to time, but when I looked, I couldn't see any. So I think it is one of the rare ones. But we at By Mattel, we have again managed to find a few of these. Like I say, we did buy out a shop stock, and there was a whole case of these, unopened case of these in the stock room that hadn't been put onto the shelf. And that was all part of the shop buyout. So all of those die-cast models we are making available to our customers on the By Mattel website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many, many other vintage Star Wars items. And many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. And there will be something for everybody. And I'm absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old you'd never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Star Wars Rogue One miniature die-cast Imperial AT cargo walker model with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.